All right. Good morning, everybody. This is a real early one, but I'm getting my day off to an early start. Getting a jump on things. I've been doing work from home because of the coronavirus, and I'm ahead of schedule at my work, so I got some free time on my hands. So let's go back to an old quote from one of the greatest promoters of all time, Bob Arum. Yesterday, I was lying, but today I'm telling the truth. We all remember that quote, and that quote is infamous in the world of boxing. And Bob Arum to this day still gets mocked for making that quote, still gets criticized for making that quote. And a lot of people look at that quote and they use it as evidence to condemn Bob Arum. And a lot of us and many people know that promoters tend to stretch the truth, promoters tend to exaggerate, promoters tend to do and say whatever they have to do to benefit their promotional company and the fighters that are in that promotional company. So we all know that. So there's a motive there. So when we hear quotes like that, we tend to say to ourselves, wow, wow, that guy that said something like that, we tend to look at that as a blow to their credibility, a blow to their integrity, and a blow to their character. Okay, so we're very highly critical of people who would say and do things of that nature, meaning they would say one thing one day when it suits them, and then they change and totally rearrange their story to benefit whatever they need to do at that particular time. Okay? So this guy, Martin Clearfoot, the farmer, quote unquote, the farmer, which he is called, which he is, allegedly says that he was bribed to provide evidence back in 2017 to UCAD. I guess he wrote two statements to UCAD saying that he did sell Tyson Fury boar meat, but he alleges now that he was bribed to do so. So he's basically saying something he did 5 years ago, he was lying, but today he's telling the truth. Very similar to Bob Arum. And nobody ever gave Bob Arum a pass for doing that and saying what he said way back in the day. But now it seems as though a lot of people are giving this guy a pass. They're not looking at the fact that this guy already lied one time. So why wouldn't he lie again? Okay? And why would he sit on this for 5 years? Well, again, Tyson Fury's back in the limelight now. Just won the title. Um, Arguably now he's the man in right now. He's getting a lot of people are behind him, and you could argue right now possibly that he's right up there with Anthony Joshua, maybe a notch below, but he's at the height of his stardom right now. So again, we in history, what do people love to do? They love to tear down their heroes. They love a tragedy. Okay, and this man, ever since he regained that title, there has been an onslaught of negativity thrown his way, and it just hasn't stopped. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse has been levied against this man, um, who admittedly will tell you he's not a perfect human being. He's flawed like the rest of us. He's done things in the past that he has to live with today. But he's in the process and has been in the process of trying to redeem himself, trying to be the best person he can be. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's an inspiration for a lot of people who suffer from mental health issues. But that's not good enough for people. People will tear this guy down because he beat a fighter that you guys are living vicariously through, and a fighter who you prop up as a means to make clickbait videos for and formulate a cult here in order to line your pockets with super chats and ad revenue. And I've gone over this before, and you guys know what you're doing. So the answer becomes, or the question becomes, excuse me, I'm going to provide the answer to the question. B, what do you care what these guys are doing? Why don't you just go about and do your own thing? Well, because in anything in life, you need balance. You need one side and you need another side to offset what the other side says. You need basically one point of view and one point of view. Because think, if someone's only one side of it, only giving you one view, then you're only getting half of what you should be getting. Everybody deserves to hear both sides of a story. You know, you have to have an opposing view, not just for the sake of having an opposing view, but you have to have the other side. Like when you go to a doctor, it's good to get a second opinion because you need to know all point of views. And you need to know the source of the information, what their motive is, and why they're doing what they're doing. So these guys are giving you the blue pill, okay, which I don't think you deserve. The blue pill is that fantasy land where you get what you want and what you believe is happiness, but it's not true. It's a pretty lie. I'm giving you the ugly truth. These guys are giving you pretty lies. They're feeding you the blue pill. I'm here to give you the red pill. So that's why I make these videos, and that's why I make these rebuttals to these claims, because we're all biased. It's just in our nature to be biased towards things that we resonate towards, things that we can relate to. But we have to be objective in order to be real with ourselves, in order to live life not in a fantasy world, but live life honestly and truthfully. Because if we continue to lie to ourselves and we continue to look for confirmation bias and we continue to believe things that aren't true just for the sake of making ourselves feel good, because that's what these guys are doing. These guys are selling you the feel good, okay? They're selling you the pretty lie. They're selling you the fake euphoric world that they're trying to portray to you, but I'm here to give you reality. So in any other facet of life, if someone came to you and told you, yeah, that thing I told you the other day, I was lying, but here, I'm going to tell you the truth today about it. Would you really trust that person? How much credibility would you give that person? Okay? Think about it. Think about it. Hey, man, remember I told you that thing the other day, and I told you this and that, whatever? Guess what? I was lying. But you know what? Today, I'm going to tell you the truth. Are you going to sit there and say, oh, okay, yeah, great. Tell me the truth. I'll believe you this time. No, you wouldn't. So why are all these people so happy that this guy, Martin Clarefoot, came forth and said, yesterday I was lying, but today I'm telling the truth? Why? Let's look at the facts. Full disclosure. Huge Tyson Fury fan. Huge Tyson Fury fan. Favorite fighter. Favorite fighter in the sport of boxing today. And do I know the guy personally? No. But I love the guy's story. I have some similarities to him when it comes to depression, so I can relate to the guy. So there is a bias there. But putting that bias to the side, I can utilize objectivity I assess Fury's past. Without question, he had tested positive for nandrolone, and it was in his system in 2015 after a UCOD test. It's irrefutable. We can't deny that. Okay? And after he beat Klitschko, okay, he went on a hiatus and he said he was depressed. He was going through a lot of things and he had to step away from the sport of boxing. But in my opinion, UCOD, I believe after a thorough investigation, would have suspended him anyways. So he would have missed time out of his boxing career. So was he depressed? Was all those things going on in his life that caused him to have mental health issues? Yeah. But again, I think the IBF stripping him, I think all of this, allegations that were over his head with the positive tests of nandrolone, and UCOD was going to do an investigation. All those things, I think, weighed on him as well and contributed to his mental duress. So, do I think that he should have been punished for the drug being in his system? 100%. Not excusing it. Not excusing it. No. And then he comes back and he calls himself the lineal champion after he walks away from the sport for 2 years. Do I think that's right? Do I agree with it? No. Because you're retired. So the whole boxing world doesn't just stop for you, and then when you come back, automatically you become the lineal champ. No. You stepped away from the sport for 2.5 years. The sport went on without you. You can't just come back and say, hey, I'm the lineal champ after walking away for 2.5 years. So I agree with all those things. So Tyson Fury was away from the sport for 2.5 years. UCOD gave him a post-dated suspension. He was guilty of the crime. He did the time. Okay? That was 5 years ago. It was 5 years ago. So why is this guy all of a sudden, Martin Clarefoot, coming forward now? And why would this guy do what he did? Okay? Why would he do what he did without getting paid first, number one? And number two, why would he come back 5 years later, okay, and come out with this story? Well, what I've heard, and it makes sense, I can't confirm it with 100% certainty, but he is selling this story to the websites who have published it, okay? He's doing this for money, okay? And he's doing this for financial gain. And he realizes Tyson Fury right now is at the height of his career. So this is the best time to mount a smear campaign against him. And there's a lot of websites that love to sell controversy, love to sell you these types of stories. They love to post them, gets them views. And once again, money is the root of all evil. Cash rules everything around me. And this is why things get done. Okay, so this guy, people are approaching this guy from what I've heard, and they're asking him to provide details of the story. He's not doing it unless he gets paid. So his motivation, in my opinion, and again, I stress my opinion, okay, because behavior is proof, right? Behavior is proof. The guy lied once, going to lie again. The guy would put his integrity on the line for money, admitted it. Why wouldn't he do it again? Behavior is proof. Behavior is proof. The guy lied once. Why wouldn't he lie again? The guy allowed himself to be motivated by money before. Why wouldn't he allow himself to be motivated by money again? Why would he not put his integrity on the line for financial gain when he already told you he did it in the past? So with all due respect, this guy pimps himself for money. I could probably give this guy $1,000 and have him say anything I wanted about someone I didn't like, and he'd probably do it. This guy is obviously motivated by money, which most people are, but other people have limitations on what they'll do for money. Seems to be this guy is willing to put his integrity on the line, perjure himself for money. Did it before, why wouldn't he do it again? That's number one. Number two, okay, do I think that it's quite possible somebody from Team Fury did approach him and ask him for this favor? Yeah. But here's another rumor I heard where someone in Tyson's Fury's camp was knew somebody that this guy knew, and I guess that he owed somebody a favor, so he delivered his favor by providing, the written statements to UCAD. So basically, he owed a favor to a friend of the Tyson Fury camp. So that's why he did it. Again, that's alleged. But these things seem to be a little bit more plausible than this guy's story, because the guy already lied once. The guy already showed you that he could be coerced or persuaded into doing things for money. So why would history repeat itself, which I think is happening right now. So that's basically, I think, common sense to some degree, because behavior is proof. Behavior is proof. Circumstantial evidence, I think, matters. It's admissible in court. Why wouldn't it be admissible here? That's circumstantial evidence. That the fact that the guy lied in the past alleges that he was bribed. So his motivation for doing what he's doing now, in my opinion, is for money. That's what I believe. Okay, so this whole thing of people trying to dig down deep, like what's next? Like, how far back can you go in someone's history? It's like the cancel culture we have. People are digging up tweets from 10 years ago to try to smear people that they don't like. Listen, Tyson Fury tested positive for nandrolone. It was in his system. He alleges that it was in the boar meat. Nobody believes that story. Nobody believes that story. So then you say to yourself, okay, so why is Tyson Fury any better than this guy? Allegedly, he lied too. Okay? And I don't believe the boar story. As much as I like Tyson Fury, I don't believe the boar story. I don't believe the tainted meat with the Canelo. I don't believe any of that stuff. The tainted meat excuse doesn't fly with me. Doesn't fly with me. Okay? It doesn't fly with me. So I don't believe him. So the question bears, so all of a sudden, why does Tyson Fury get a pass for lying, but you're not giving this guy a pass for lying? You know what? Tyson Fury didn't get a pass for lying. He lost 2.5 years of his career, and he was punished for doing what he did. That doesn't erase what he did. That'll hang over his head. But again, he just recently passed the VADA test. Okay? He recently passed the VADA test for this fight. So how does what he did 5 years ago, Ohio Runs Boxing, I'm going to get you in 1 second. Hold on. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Let me just finish this point. How does something that he did in 2015 affect the the drug test that he just passed recently? VADA tested both men, and both men were clean. So how does this impact or affect what just recently happened? It really doesn't. If it was the case, the man would have did it against Klitschko. You're basing off Tyson winning then, why Farmer didn't come out then. I don't understand that. Ohio Runs Boxing, what is your point? What is your point? The guy sat on the story for 5 years. Why wouldn't he have come out with it right away? Because Tyson Fury has made a resurgence. Tyson Fury's hot right now. Tyson Fury's at the height of his career right now. So once again, this is the perfect time to strike. We got to use common sense. Ohio Runs Boxing. Let's take all the bias out of it. I'm telling you, the guy tested positive for nandrolone. I'm telling you that I believe the guy was disingenuous by blaming the boar meat for and using that as an excuse. I'm admitting all those things. I'm admitting all those things. I'm admitting to you that the guy deserved to be banned, and if he didn't go on that hiatus, he would have been banned anyways, in my opinion. I strongly suspect, and I don't think, and the evidence also suggests that UCAD didn't believe that boar meat excuse either, because you can't provide evidence, because if you already ate the boar, how could the meat that you ate be tested? It's not like, again, hate to repeat myself, but it's not the same situation as the supplement, where you can take the bottle that you took the supplement from, you can look at the date and the lot number, and you can go and you can go to that pallet that supplement came from, and you can test all those bottles, or you could test the remaining supplement that you have left in that bottle. With the meat, you ate it. There's no way to prove it. That's why so many people use the meat excuse, because they know that they really can't be investigated thoroughly, and they're just hoping people are going to believe them. That's why this meat excuse has been used several times in the past to no avail. To no avail. No one believes the meat excuse. No one. All we know is he didn't do it against Deontay Wilder. So the straw man argument of bringing up something the guy did in 2015 and trying to correlate it and conflate it with what's happening in 2020 in this latest fight makes no sense. The same thing with the glove. The glove was loose in the first fight. You could visibly see him trying to push it back down on his hand. You could visibly see him motioning to Jack Reese, there's something wrong with my glove. Basically, he admitted all those things. Why people are saying, well, he doesn't tie his gloves tight enough, whatever. I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But the fact is, it was a glove malfunction in the first fight. Okay, and it was admitted. But there was no such glove malfunction in the second fight. So again, people are trying to go deep into this guy's career to find dirt on him. Okay, the guy's not an angel. The guy has said things he shouldn't have said in the past. The guy has did things that he shouldn't have done in the past, but he's paid the price. There's got to be a statute. There's got to be a statute of limitations on this shit. Oh, Aaron's Boxing, you can call in, and again, we will always take your call and respect you, even if we disagree with you. But you have to listen to what I'm saying. The guy passed his drug test, okay, in the second Deontay Wilder fight. Okay? He passed it. There was no issues with his gloves in the second fight. His gloves weren't falling off in the second fight. Okay? So we have to base, the information that we have for the second fight. None of this other stuff matters. It really doesn't. Now, he's failed the drug test in the past. So should he be tested extra stringently moving forward? Absolutely. He's being tested by the commission. He's being tested by VADA. He's part of the clean boxing program. He's doing everything. Everyone else is doing. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. At the end of the day, Wilder lost to the better man. That's just it. We have to accept that. And if Tyson Fury fights Wilder a third time, and if Wilder blasts him out, then Wilder will be the better man on that night. And there's nothing Joe Habib or any Tyson Fury fan can say about it. Can't. Tyson Fury is my favorite fighter. I repeat. He's my favorite fighter. I'm biased towards Tyson Fury as a fan. But as an objective human being, and I feel like I have a decent level of intelligence, okay? If someone says to me, Beeb, how could Tyson Fury be the lineal champion? He retired for 2.5 years. I agree with you. I agree with you. No. If someone says, Beeb, Tyson Fury said that he got it from boar meat. Do you believe that? No. No. See, the thing is this, guys, there's a lot of people in this world that I love. And because I love them, I go out of my way to tell those people the truth and be real with those people. So if you're really like somebody, as you say you do, you're really a fan of somebody, as you say you are, when they do something wrong, then you should acknowledge it even more. So if my brother, who I love dearly, anyone in my family, I love them dearly, if I see them doing something wrong and I just ignore it, just go along with it, makes them feel good. If I give them the pretty lie that will give them that temporary feeling of euphoria, pleasure, I give them that temporary bit of pleasure by telling them that pretty lie, I am hurting them more than they are hurting themselves. I am an enabler. I'm contributing to it. So if I see my brother doing something wrong and I just ignore it and just pretend it never happened and let him to continue to do it because it gives him a temporary feeling of happiness, a temporary feeling of pleasure. And he may not feel the effects of what he's doing today, but maybe a week later, a month later, a year later, he's going to pay the price heavily for it. Do I wait till that year or that month or that week? Or no, hey man, you continue to do what you're doing, man. It ain't going to be pretty for you. So that's the thing. By telling other people and by trying to tell yourself pretty lies, because you want to sell people that feel good feeling, that feel good moment, because you want to give people that 10 minutes of pleasure by watching your video, and you're just feeding them all the information that they want to hear just to make them feel good about themselves, because that's what you're doing. That's what the cult is doing on here, the new media. Listen, man, there's no, again, what are you guys doing that hasn't been done before? What are you guys have been done before? Shock jocks. You're clickbaiters. You're basically following the TMZ and the National Enquirer playbook, and you're applying it to YouTube and boxing. What you guys are doing is not revolutionary. Don't try to sit here and come up, oh, we're doing things that haven't been done before. We're the new me. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're recycling basically propaganda in the same fashion that has been done for years. And you're just doing it on YouTube. You're the Jerry Springers, the TMZs, the National Enquirers of the world. And you think that you're doing something so noble, so revolutionary. All you're doing is copying all of these bullshit propaganda, fake media websites, and you're just applying those same principles here on YouTube. Because you see people making 20, you're seeing people making 20 Tyson Fury Glovegate videos, 20 videos about this. And you wouldn't do it if people wouldn't click on it. If no one clicked on it, you wouldn't be doing it. But you're basically pandering to a base who worships you, okay? Who's looking for something in life to make them feel happy, because obviously I would assume, and again, this is just my opinion, that there's something missing, and you guys fill that void. You just fill that void. Okay? And all you're doing is fanning emotion. You're just fanning the fire of passion, of unadulterated craziness, crazy emotions. Okay? You're just playing off people's emotions. You try to make it something it's not. You try to make it political. You try to make it racial. And I'm going to say it. You make it racial. You make it political because it helps you monetarily to do so. Okay? It helps you monetarily to do so. Okay? And you want to call people cheaters, and that's fine. I mean, you could say whatever you want, but if you go through the history of boxing, all right, you can look at guys who fought in a very physical, rugged way. All right? You could look at Mike Tyson, who used to grab people by their arms and try to pull their arms out of their socket. Even bit of Evander Holyfield's ear. Okay? Threw elbows at people. Well, is that okay? No, it's not okay. But again, this is combat, okay? You're dealing with guys who are going in there to hurt each other. And it's very easily for these guys to revert to their primal nature, okay? And once that kicks in, things happen. And it's the referee's job to make it not happen, okay? Can the referee control it 100% all the time? No. Can he stop Evander Holyfield for 100% of the time from leaning his head, like throwing a right hand and dipping his head into his opponent's face? No. Okay? Is he going to catch Bernard Hopkins, who admitted when his back was to the referee, he admitted that he would throw shots below his opponent's belt and hit him on the hip. But that's crafty. That's crafty. And when Mike Tyson does it, oh, Mike Tyson, he's a G, man. Mike Tyson's gangster. That's fine. But now Tyson Fury's in there and he's being physical and all of a sudden, oh, he's a dirty fighter. Again, it just, you guys will do whatever you have to do to fit your narrative. That's what you do. That's what you do. This sport is a rugged sport, okay? And it's up to the referee to enforce the rules. But you have what's called infractions, minor infractions, okay? And then you have blatant infractions that are major, okay? So you can't compare a speeding ticket to a DUI, just like you can't compare holding to an intentional low blow or biting someone's ear. So Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder both committed infractions in that fight that warranted warnings and got Tyson Fury a point taken away. Now, did anyone see anything in that fight that would warrant Kenny Bayless to disqualify either man? No. If you want to go back in history and look at Muhammad Ali, how many times he would grab someone on top of the head and pull their head down. How dangerous is that? By grabbing someone by the neck and pulling their head down. You don't think that could do damage to somebody's neck or vertebrae? And again, it is what it is. I mean, he was allowed to do it. But that's the greatest, so it's okay. That's okay. How many times did Muhammad Ali hit people with open hands and slap them and hit them behind the head? It's okay. It's Muhammad Ali. It's fine. How many times did Floyd Mayweather stick his elbow in guys' throats? Doesn't matter. It's Floyd Mayweather. But Tyson Fury gets a little bit rugged with your favorite fighter, and all of a sudden he's a cheater. And then Luis Ortiz tests positive for PEDs. I believe it was twice in his career, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. But Luis Ortiz, he deserves a second chance. Luis Ortiz deserves a second chance, but not Tyson Fury. There's no statute of limitations on what Tyson Fury did. He tested positive for nandrolone in 2015, served a post-dated, a backdated 2.5-year suspension. But that's not good enough for you guys. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Okay? You're willing to give Luis Ortiz, so George, it was twice. Okay, so you guys are willing to give Luis Ortiz a third chance because You feel comfortable in the fact that you don't believe he could beat Deontay Wilder, so it's okay for him to continue fighting after failing a couple drug tests, and other fighters as well. But now all of a sudden, Tyson Fury deserves to be condemned for the rest of his life because he failed a drug test. He doesn't deserve a second chance because guess what? Doesn't fit your narrative. Doesn't fit your narrative. So once again, the clickbait videos are back out in full force, and I envision that they're going to continue because there's going to be weak-minded, naive people that are going to believe everything that these guys say because people love to belong to something. People who have something missing in their lives, they love to belong to something. They need to come on YouTube and watch these videos and leave their comments in the chat. Yeah, man, go, brother. Yeah, makes them feel good. I'm part of a team. I'm part of a team. Instead of being able, and these guys are in their 40s. Some of them are pushing 50. And they're still looking to another man to make them feel good about themselves. At some point in your life, I mean, you always continue to learn. But at some point in your life, you stop looking to role models to help you out. And you should be strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet instead of living vicariously through others. Okay? Calling other grown men general. Calling another grown man a general. Calling another grown man a king. And you're in your 40s. Okay? And you're in your 40s, calling other grown men kings and generals, and it's honestly, there's something wrong with that, guys. I'm sorry. Listen, I admire a lot of people in this world. I respect a lot of people in this world, and I have had mentors in my life, and I've learned from people. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not calling another grown man a king. I'm not calling another grown man a king. Okay? I'm not calling another grown man a general. Okay? I'm not in the military anymore, so I don't interact with generals. Okay? If you're not in the military, you're not a general. Okay? That disrespects the people that are actually in the military fighting. You're not a soldier because you're talking about boxing. You're not doing anything revolutionary. Okay? And for another man to come out and say, "Hey, your king is back," like, nah, man, come on. Come on. All right, so it is what it is. That just goes to show you the mentality of these people on here. And it's just ridiculous. All right, guys. Well, I think that's about it. And I already know the clickbaiters are going to probably destroy this video in the comment section. But you know what? I'm not going to disable the comments because you know what? I'm going to let you expose yourself. I want you to display your ignorance down here in the comment section. I want you to, so that then the whole world can see. And you can reveal yourself to the whole world, and the whole world can see who you really are. Okay, because we know what this is about. We know what this is about. But once again, Beeb, what are you doing? Why are you here? Why do you care? Bah, 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 bah. Yeah, okay. I'm here for people who want the truth. I gotta provide the truth. It's not fair that you guys get fed lies all the time. Okay, I'm not gonna. But again, I'm not gonna make 20 videos a day about this. I'm making one video, just like I made one video about the glove thing, and that's it. Because I have a job. I have other sources of revenue. Would it be great to have 100,000 subscribers like these guys? Would it be great to make the money they're making? Yeah, it would. But again, I'm not going to put on a clown suit and get behind the mic and do a dance for you guys just so I can get paid. It's not going to happen. And if something isn't the way you want it, okay, if I can't tell you what you want to hear all the time, and you don't like that, then there's nothing I can do for you. Sometimes I will tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes there's things that I'm going to say you are going to agree with. But a lot of times there isn't. And I'm not going to lie to you just to make you like me. I'm not going to give you the pretty lie, okay, when you deserve the ugly truth. And that's what I'm going to try and do, give you the ugly truth. Hopefully it's not always ugly. Sometimes the truth can be pretty. But a lot of times for you people who are delusional and have cognitive dissonance, the truth is going to come off as being ugly to you because it's not what you want to hear. Okay? So until next time, Beeb is out. Everybody stay safe. Do the smart thing. Wash your hands. Use the hand sanitizer. And, try to avoid contact with large crowds. And if you can work at home, try to work at home. And if you do have older people that you interact with, try to limit your interaction with those people until this whole coronavirus ordeal dies down. But until next time, Beeb is out. Be safe. Be happy. And most of all, be truthful with yourself. Peace.